Hey guys, you're about to watch a clip from our Journo Insight show, me and Neil Jones. This week we spoke about Carney Chukwuemeka from Aston Villa. Are Liverpool potentially going to make a move for him? They've been linked in the past. Let's see what's happening now. So yeah, check this one out. If you want to watch the whole show, head on over to redmenplus.com, sign up, and you'll get the entire show both in video and podcast forms. Hope you enjoyed this one. I wanted to talk to you about Carney Chukwuemeka. I've been practicing all morning and I bottled it on a big occasion.
Yeah.
Essentially, I want to combine two stories together. So Aston Villa, he's refused a new contract. So Steven Gerrard's left him out the tour. You wrote back in June that he was someone who Liverpool I think highly of, and now it looked like he's available with this 20 million valuation being banded about. Is there any scope that Liverpool could do something here because they like him and he's available? This is kind of it's almost a little bit of Luis Diaz kind of situation possibly. Where maybe you beat someone else too, because Barca have been linked and tons of other teams as well. Barcelona, where they're finding money down the back of the couch.
Why not? Yeah. Possibly. I mean, that's the only way I see it happening, is if it was just one of them where a deal is there to be done and Liverpool think, well, that's a very good deal for a player. Look, he's highly rated by everyone. It's not Liverpool sort of, I've spotted this sort of unknown talent. He's absolutely potentially top draw. And the fact that the Villa have taken the stance with him tells you what they think of him. They want him to stay massively. He's him and Jacob Ramsey, the duel really in their sort of academy crown at the moment. He was their best player by a mile. The year they won the FA Youth Cup, beating Liverpool in the final. He's obviously just starred for England in the under-19s Euros. So he's got a massive future potentially in the game. I played a fair bit for Villa last season, off the bench. I remember seeing a couple of games that he came on in. And I think I felt a little bit like Villa were dangling the carrot with that. We've seen what Ramsey's done. I think Ramsey played 30 odd games last season. Can we give him a little bit and sort of show him a pathway? But it's not happened for him. It's a bold move. Clubs don't often do that, I wouldn't say. Liverpool, I don't imagine Liverpool would have done it with Mo Salah.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt. Just want to give you a heads up about this week's Last Fan Standing show. Once you've enjoyed this clip from the Neil Jones show, click the link in the description below. Go and check out Last Fan Standing. You're going to love it. It's basically all of Liverpool's rivals arguing amongst themselves while we sit back with a nice old cigar just laughing at them all. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the Neil Jones show. Then when you finish, click the link in the description below. Go and check it out.
I wouldn't get too excited about Kalidou Koulibaly, yeah? Let's be honest, the geezer's going to get dragged out of position and twisted up.
He's one of the best defenders in the world and has been for many years. He's a beast. He's a brick.
Here we go. If he was one of the best defenders in the world, he wouldn't have been sat in Naples until now.
No, but that's the thing. He's a dedicated footballer. I respect that.
I love this in Chelsea.
He's a fraud.
But I do think that is a very... It's an interesting... I get what you're saying. Mikola, but I do think if you would have had the choice to take Koulibaly over Martinez, surely you would have not turned your nose up at one of the best defenders in Europe. He's 31, yeah, but I mean, look at Thiago Silva. He's 38 years old. We could easily get another 5 years out. I believe 2 weeks ago you wouldn't have called him that.
Not 100%. I was about to say.
I would have.
There wasn't.
I think I wanted someone else. I wanted De Ligt instead. I'm not going to lie, but that's only because he's younger. But I wouldn't say that. No. There's not a single Chelsea fan disappointed with Koulibaly. No one.
When Kalidou Koulibaly gets pulled out into the wide areas, he's going to get exposed. I'm just promising you.
With the Chelsea fans, I know this is about Manchester United, but none of them would mention. Koulibaly wasn't the caveat to if we didn't get De Ligt. Koulibaly wasn't even mentioned. The minute he was signed, good business. But
that's the thing. I will say this is true. Chelsea fans, because we get linked with everybody, we do kind of have like a distortion within our excitement about certain players. But that doesn't take away from any of the quality that Koulibaly has. He's regarded, not just amongst Chelsea fans. You could say that Chelsea fans wanted this guy, that guy, this guy. Koulibaly is regarded as one of the best defenders in the world. Lisandro Martinez is 24 years old, has been playing in the Eredivisie. Like we've already argued about today, he's not exactly the tallest geezer in the dressing room either. So I think we're talking about a different calibre of player here compared to a Manchester United team who clearly need a different calibre of team, let alone centre-back.
Yeah, so there you have it, all of Liverpool's rivals arguing amongst themselves. It's really, really funny. Like I say, enjoy the rest of this show. Click the link in the description below. Go and check out Last Fan Standing each and every week. In fact, go and subscribe to the channel right now. Set the little alert bell so you'll get that every single time it does go live. But yeah, I do implore you, go and check it out. It's really, really fun. And yeah, carry on watching the Neil Jones show. I'll catch you later. Just left Steven Gerrard. I'm going to read Gerrard's quote because I thought it was interesting. But he basically says, Carney, he's yet to sign the contract that's been in place for some time, so I decided the best thing for him would be to continue his training programme back at Bodymore. Now, it's a bold move, and I always think with Steven Gerrard, he wears his heart on his sleeve. Even in press conferences, you see it, but like you say, that can work two ways. That can either just piss him off and go, right, I'm off then, because be arsed with this. Why, I could be on the tour, communicating with the manager and the staff every single day. He's kind of been left behind until he makes his mind up. It is a bold strategy.
It is a bold. I mean, there's other aspects to it. It could put people off. I could wonder now, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people wonder, is he being a bit of a problem, around the group? Is his attitude not right, or is his focus not there? Is he not training properly? That's an easy line to draw. I don't know if that's true, I have to say, but that could put off obviously potential suitors if you're thinking, what's going on there, in terms of why is Villa can't even have him around, or is it just a negotiating tactic of like literally, look, you either stay or you're having a year. I mean, Liverpool have done it with players in the past. I mean, I remember Rafa Camacho basically not playing for the half a season, I think, in the 23s. I think it was Yasser Larouci basically didn't see him.
What's the point of developing you if you're getting off?
Yeah. Why would we put you in our 23s and take the place of a lad who we might have a possibility of doing something with? Even Chukwuemeka's a higher level player than either of those two I've just mentioned there, and I think he'll have a very good career. He looks to me like someone who I can well imagine ended up in Germany, Dortmund.
I was about to say Dortmund
or somewhere like that.
They was awesome.
I think they have been linked quite strongly this summer, Dortmund. It wouldn't surprise me at all. He sort of got that profile on him, really. A young English talent who's gonna. I don't think it'll be long if he plays regularly football. I don't think it'll be long before he's on the edge of the international senior international setup. But yeah, as for Liverpool, I haven't heard that they're going to be making a move for him. But like you say, if something came up with it was £9 or £10 million and you were looking at him going to Fulham or something like that, you might see Liverpool say, well, that's just an easy decision to make, but not at this stage.
Yeah, I was thinking, because the Dortmund one's the light to me is like you almost get them before they go, because they go to Dortmund and then you've got to pay massive money to get them. So like Jadon Sancho goes to Dortmund, or Bellingham goes to Dortmund, and all of a sudden you can add a couple of zeros to the end of the price tag. Is there any thought of, well, can we just cut the middleman out here?
It's so, because he doesn't go straight into Liverpool's team, does he? So, you're ending up with a situation where you've got him, you've got Fabio Carvalho, you've got Harvey Elliott, and you're saying, well, where do you give all the football to? Obviously the midfield debate with Liverpool is raging at the moment, or has been, but he doesn't solve it in that sense. He's just another talent with a question mark next to his name. So
he's only 18, because I think we had this conversation a while ago, is that we've got good young players and we've got good experienced ones. It's the lad down the middle. If Liverpool are going to get someone,
it's the peak midfielder, or the one who is a slam dunk, as Jürgen would call it. And I think that's what we're all sort of expecting next summer, if and when Liverpool make a move for a midfielder, that it'll be a player that you just go, well, he goes straight into the side, like a Van Dijk was at the back, and like a Fabinho or an Alisson was when they signed Thiago. But yeah, he really is a good player. He's just something else to watch. I spoke to James Norris before the Liverpool played a game. What game was that recently? It must have been the Youth League game, I think, against Juventus, potentially at the back end of last season. And he was talking about playing with them at under-19s, under-20s level for England. And he was saying, like, he said he's a bit like Pogba in terms of his sort of, his ability on the ball and his individual skills, but also able to run and to do all the other modern midfield stuff.
I remember he come on I was at Villa Park in the 2-1 recent, and he definitely come off the bench. I'm just double checking that. Yeah, he did come on after like half an hour, I think, and you could tell he made a difference. Their fans went mad when I think they took they took Marvelous McCamber off, and they brought and their fans were it was like, I don't know, it was a bit like Wayne Rooney coming on forever. They really
exciting as well. I mean, I love Ramsey as well. They've obviously got his brother as well, Aaron Ramsey. Not that Aaron Ramsey, but so they've got a lot of young talent. They've got a guy called Kane Kessler-Hayden, obviously Louis Barry, who we remember scoring against Liverpool in the FA Cup when they played their youth team against our first team. So they've got a lot of real good young talent, but I think he is probably the one that it's like you could get everything out of what he's got. He's probably got the most out of all of them. From what I've seen of him anyway, I've seen him play a few games. Villa's youth team was exceptional that season when they won the Youth Cup. And yeah, I think also that final that he shone in was at Villa Park, and they had fans inside, in the Holt end. So a lot of them have had the chance to see him as well. So I think there is a buzz around him. But yeah, he's at war with the club at the moment.
On that 18. Like, this is I thought it was a new trend, but like most 18-year-olds, you get offered a deal and you just sign it, because why wouldn't you? Especially for Aston Villa, a big footy team, a club that he knows well.
I think he would look as well. It's not. I wouldn't look and say, well, where am I getting in that team? That Aston Villa team. I know they've signed a midfielder this summer in Kamara, and they've got obviously McGinn and, like you're saying, Nakamba, Douglas Luiz, Coutinho's there, Ramsey. There's a lot of competition, but it's not one you look at and go, well, I'm not getting a sniff in this Villa team. I would. If I was as good as he is, I think I would back myself and say, yeah, I could get games. But there's more to it than that. Obviously, he must have people in his ear. He must have, the idea that he can get a good move this summer. He can go and move to another club, or that he can keep his options open and wait another year. But it wouldn't be. I don't expect him, and I wouldn't. We would hope he would not be being advised to sit on his hands for the year and waste a crucial year of his development sitting in Villa's 23s.
I always think with these, like, and I got this sense with Sterling sometimes, because, like, for example, he comes through at Northampton and goes to Villa in 2016. He's originally born in Austria, of Nigerian descent, so like he was raised in Northampton, so he's not like the local Villa lad. So I felt it was Sterling.
His twin brother plays for Villa as well, Caleb as well. So there is a family connection. But I know what you mean in terms of he's not got that. It's not running through him. Yeah, it's not sort of that kind of, it's not a Trent coming through at Liverpool or that kind of thing, or a Steven Gerrard when he was coming through Liverpool. Who, we saw how big the pull of Liverpool was even when he was at his very peak. He had options to go, and when you look back, you probably couldn't have begrudged him if he'd wanted to go.
Madrid,
at a certain time.
Chelsea,
the Roy Hodgson era, and the uncertainty when Rafa took over and things like that. But yeah, I don't know how much that feeds in. I don't know his character, of course, but it's a strange situation. It'd be a sad situation if it doesn't get resolved by the end of this window, one way or the other. Either he stays at Villa and plays, because I think he's a very exciting player, or he moves on and we see how his career develops.
I was just going back to time of Liverpool. It was just interesting because Jürgen's always said, doesn't he, like, he always says we're not probably not going to sign someone, but if an opportunity presents itself, and also, like, I think you mentioned, if someone knocks on my door and wants to leave, we have to replace them. So he never completely shuts it off. You just wonder if this is one of those opportunities presenting themselves. Here's a kid, good value. What's the way? If we buy him for X, he's not going to be crap. And you can always, if it just doesn't work out, well, we've just sold a lad who never kicked the ball for us for £4 million. It's almost like, it's like, is it a gamble way of taking?
I agree. And we could draw more lines to it and say there's Oxlade-Chamberlain there that you could potentially say, well, look, tell you what, do you want to do a little swizz here, and we'll do that. You could loan someone like Chukwuemeka out for a year and say, look, we'll sign him, we'll park him at Fulham or wherever. I mentioned Fulham twice there. That Fulham fans will be thinking there's something in there.
They'll be made up with that.
They're just a good example. They're just the first example that's in my head at the moment. But there are options that they could look at. But I don't know, or I don't think it will happen. But he's definitely a player that all the top clubs have been very aware of since he was 15, 16 years old.
Get closer to Liverpool Football Club and the amazing city of Liverpool with Redmen Plus. More content for your eyes and ears, documentaries, extra bonus Redmen shows, podcast features, interviews. Get close to the culture of Liverpool Football Club on Redmen Plus.